I was born in Sydney, in Australia, to a small Jewish community of Iraqi Jews. In
his own Jewish education and training, he incorporates a lot of different traditions.
So it's that unique amalgam of world traditions in an extremely authentic, very present and very relevant and very modern style of delivery.
I have always been interested in cross-cultural performances.
In any 30-minute segment you will hear Tunisian, Moroccan, Upper West Side style of singing and speaking.
Even though we have different cultures, different religions, but when we come together you see the similarities, the musical similarities between our traditions, and that teaches you something about, about the musical traditions, but more than that, about the potential for all these different groups of people, whether different religions and different cultures, to be able to be in a really constructive and creative musical and spiritual dialogue. These teachers contrasted Purim with Pesach, right? We talked about Yetziat Mitzrayim as being kind of what Rabbi Miles would talk about as, or what would describe as entrance level spirituality.
I started coming to the study group because I was so inspired and so moved by the Cantor's music. One appearance or one sense of entity is very fluid. In other words, what appears to be a king, an evil person one day is not an evil person.
Also, remember we
the
talked
notion of identity is very fluid.
Identity is fluid, absolutely. We talked about in the Megillah, for example, in the reading of the Megillat Esther, that God is also hidden in the story.
As an adult student, you don't buy into a lot of the traditional rhetoric that you've been hearing your whole life in synagogue. In fact, most of the people in our group stopped going to synagogue many, many years ago.
Whereas in Yetziat Mitzrayim, the whole Exodus from Egypt, God is everywhere. God is everywhere, and not only that, but God says who He is, or who God is.
What's been really, really amazing in this study group is that George inspires us spiritually.
And who is this Melech? Often we talk about, is it Melech HaHashverosh? Is it the temporal, earthly king, or the celestial king? Is it God? And this is the sort of, the transformation really, in some ways, is from the temporal Melech to the celestial one. That is the transformation, and that's part of the secret, unlocking that secret.
Is it unusual? I don't know, but is it special? Absolutely.
Well, when we first decided to have a wedding, we didn't want to do a traditional Jewish or traditional Miami or traditional American wedding.
We wanted to pick and choose what we wanted with reasons. We actually watched YouTube videos with Hasidic weddings, with Jewish weddings from around the world, and he understood that we wanted a celebration, and part of a celebration is music.
Mara and Scott's wedding is an example of a wedding that has deep reverence and is deeply grounded in Jewish tradition, but is also innovative and creative. Our tradition recognizes that we are able to achieve great things in partnership. Mara and Scott, you are both such wonderful, bright, talented people with very, very special qualities individually, but together, your union makes you even more stronger, more complete, more able together to be a force for good in the world and in each other's lives.
My 94-year-old great aunt said it was the most beautiful wedding ceremony she had ever been to. I think when people generally think of tradition, they think of something that has existed forever in the form that they recognize it. And the truth is, tradition is constantly evolving. It's always a result of an interaction of many, many different cultures. And I think that
It's not that we need to be innovative, it's just that we will always be innovative. There's no other choice.
Oh,